Hey, it's Lauren. So today's video is all about everything that I'm loving right now and packing with me to bring on an extended weekend trip. When I travel, I am very minimalist for like a glamourista like myself who has way too much makeup and stuff. But when I travel, I don't like having a ton of stuff with me. I want to be present and in the moment with whoever I am with when I am traveling. And I just pare back everything that I do. So I wanted to share that with you all, just because I thought it would be fun to share everything that I'm A, really loving right now, and B, how I pack very minimal for a trip and still like feel put together and pretty. So I thought we would like go through it together. First thing I will do is show you makeup, little case. Let me see if I can open it without it all falling out. Oh, good. So very, very minimal. Somewhere in here is a foundation. And then I've got like my liquids bag, got some really basic stuff. There's a few items that are missing from here because I am testing them and it's a surprise. So those are not in here, but they do fill up the rest of this bag. We'll go through all of this in a minute. And my hair care baggie, which normally would have my rollers in it, but they are currently in the wash, and we'll also go into that. So let's start with the face. I'm gonna put on my Australian Gold Botanical face sunscreen, and I depot some of this so it's not in like a giant tube. This stuff has really been great as like a primer, and it has a little bit of tint. And so I kind of feel like when I wear this, I don't need as much base product. And it really primes your skin and has like this kind of silicone velvety texture, and it really grabs onto whatever you put over top of it. But it has this kind of blurring appearance. Don't mind my flushing. I do get a little bit of redness when I touch my skin. But this stuff has been fantastic. And it's fragrance free. It does have some plant extracts in it, but I will say, as someone with sensitive skin, that has not bothered me. It's not like essential oils. I just really, really like what this does on my skin. And I feel like it almost has like kind of an occlusive texture to it. So I always try to make sure that I'm like really well moisturized underneath this. And right now, especially because one of the products that I am testing is a retinol, and I have had some dryness, flakiness, what have you. Okay, let's move into some of the makeup that I'm bringing, because that's where I get like real jazzed, you know? So the foundation that I am bringing is the Yensa Super Serum Silk Foundation. I wear the shade Light Warm, and I only use like I try to use like a half a pump of this stuff because it's pretty full coverage. But if you look at the texture of it, it is very like liquidy, which I really like. This was a gifted item, just want to clarify that. But I do like this because it helps to cut my redness really well. It's not thick on the skin. It just feels really nice. It's got this kind of moisturizing quality to it. And then I've got this little foundation brush. If you're wondering what this is, it is an RMS Beauty foundation brush. And I just really like how it blends. It's kind of got these like stiff, semi-dense bristles, and I just think it really distributes product well. So yeah, we are going to Texas to visit some of our family. My brother-in-law and his wife are having their first baby, and so we're going to a baby shower, which I'm very, very excited about, because it's our first baby. I think that's like such a special time for any couple, and it's a really happy time. And it'll just be good to see everybody because we don't live in Texas anymore. We live in Colorado. So we will be home for 4 days, something like that. All right, getting all this blended in. You can also use your fingers, which is pretty effective with this formula. Voila. I do like using my fingers for products, especially when I have the dryness that I do right now, because it kind of helps your products to melt into your skin. You get that warmth from your fingertips. Brushes are really good for kind of distributing that product, and then using your fingers to kind of go back over it and press it into your skin can really give it a nice natural finish. All right, moving onward. The next thing I'm going to use is this NARS. This is the Soft Matte, what is it? Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I wear the shade Light 2.2. And what I like so much about this stuff is that it's full coverage, right? It's like, ba-bam, like, hello, I am here. But it sits really natural on your skin. It doesn't, like, especially using your fingers to warm it up and press it into the skin, it doesn't have like a super cakey texture. And what I've also found with this, especially right now because I'm kind of dry, my skin is kind of dry, I don't really have to set this. If I get any creasing, it's like very minimal in that like one little fold that everybody has below their eye. But like this stuff is freaking awesome. And like, look how it just like opens up my eye, wakes up my face a bit. I also like to put a little bit next to my nose. But this stuff is absolutely fantastic. I'm like slowly making a dent in it because I use it basically every day now. I've also found that when I wear this, it's like got some serious longevity. I wore it, I've worn it several times now to go skating because I can actually skate again. Oh, I'm so excited. I do rollerblading for those of you who don't know. My neighbor and I typically go for a couple hours. We just get the husbands to watch the kids and then we go skate for a while. And it's so much fun. And if you're kind of new here, I tore my Achilles in October of last year and had surgery and like couldn't walk for a while and have done lots of rehab and that kind of thing. But I'm finally to a point where I can like move my body again and like get outside, and it has been so wonderful, especially because in Colorado, you know, it takes a while for things to warm up here. So like now that our weather has been really nice, it's been so fun to get out with my neighbor again. We've had a blast. We go down this really tall hill, and so like you go flying down at the end of it. Okay, this is a new product to me and I absolutely adore it. I mean, I've used this formula many times before. This is the MAC Glowplay Blush, and this shade is called Blush Please. What I really wanted was like a beigey kind of rose. Like I didn't want pink, like full on pink. It's got that rosy hue, but I just wanted something that was a little more natural, a little softer. And these formulas are so soft. When you initially touch it, it has kind of this bouncy texture, which is super cool. It has like this one has like a slight sheen. I think a lot of them do, almost all of them, if I'm not mistaken, but look at that. Very pretty, very soft, natural kind of look. And you know what's funny is like, before I was a redhead, this type of shade would not have like screamed out to me. I always want something a little more bright and punchy to kind of wake up my face, because I feel like as a brunette, I can look a little washed out. But the interesting thing is, like, as a redhead, you've got so much color surrounding your face already that sometimes if you do a really vibrant blush or a really warm toned blush, it can seem overpowering. Like, especially with me, I've got a lot of cheek real estate and I end up looking like the Great Pumpkin, okay? All right, very good. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. The next thing I'm going to use is my Chanel Soleil Tan. What are you? Soleil Tan Bronze Universal. I depot some of this into a little Travel container, but I'm just going to use it out of the big one today. This stuff is such a great texture. When I was depotting this and putting it into that smaller container, the texture reminded me of like chocolate mousse, okay? I don't think I've ever really noticed it because I've never really had to like break it apart. So what I like so much about this is it's got this kind of whipped texture, and the finish on this, it doesn't stay tacky. It has kind of a satin quality to it once it sets. But it's just enough to kind of warm up your face. And you'll notice I'm using my fingers again. I'm not bringing a ton of makeup brushes because, again, anything to save some space. And honestly, again, with how dry my skin has been, using my fingers is a great option right now anyway. Makes a very pretty, natural look. And I could go a little heavier than that today, but I don't really feel like it, so. Hi, I'm being lazy. Next thing I'm going to be bringing with me is my Phytosurgence Spectral Shine. I have the shade Mirrored Moonlight, and this is definitely wearing down to the pan. And this has just got the prettiest spotlight effect. Zero glitter or chunks. It's this like powder cream hybrid. So your face, like your hair is not going to stick to your face when you get caught in the wind or whatever. So good. I've had several shades of this, and I have really just kind of narrowed down that Mirrored Moonlight is like my shade. It's got this golden undertone to it, so you get this kind of like champagne-y highlight. So pretty. So for eyes for this trip, I am keeping things very, very simple. I am not bringing a ton of stuff with me. I have 3 eyeshadows. Yeah. These 2 are from Jones Road. This is the shade Cream, and this is Dark Brown. And then I'm bringing Wild Oak from Phytosurgence. So with this Jones Road, what I have been doing that I've liked a lot lately, take a fluffy brush, tap that in there, tap, 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 tap. And then I've been kind of like shoving this right in here. Look how much it opens my eye up. It's simple, it's not shimmery, but it really opens up that inner corner because I do have like a little dip there. And so it just kind of opens that up. It looks very soft. Put a little down there. And I've been using this shade kind of like a lid primer, which has worked out really nicely. I do have kind of naturally oily eyelids. Look at that. It's simple, it's fresh. I'm all about it right now. Great base shade. And if I'm trying to remember here, I think this particular product has rice powder, so it's got some oil absorbing qualities. I'd have to double check, don't quote me on that, but like pretty sure that's why it's been working so well as a primer. All right, the next thing I've been doing that I've really liked is taking that Phytosurgence, the Flash Florescence Wild Oak. You can see it's very well loved. Warm up your finger in there, get some product on there, like so. It's kind of this burnished antique-y bronze color, which I really like. It adds some dimension to this eye look without being fussy. I just kind of work that all over my lid and like slightly into my crease space, like so. Again, the name of the game for my travel is let's make this easy, and I don't want to spend all day in the bathroom. I feel like that's actually been kind of my makeup MO lately. I've noticed something. For a period of time, I was doing really elaborate looks, and they were really fun and creative and a great outlet for me. But there's also a reality to it where like, I'm not going to like a gala every night. I'm not doing these things that require some elaborate makeup look. Most days, I just really want something that's gonna make me look like myself, but maybe a little sparklier, a little more polished and put together. That's really kind of who I am. So I've stopped doing like these crazy looks. I used to do Full Glam Fridays, and you can go watch some of them. They're like very long, detailed, elaborate, out there looks, but like I just don't do anything that warrants that kind of a face. I'm not boring. I don't go out. Okay, now I'm going to take my Jones Road pencil, the best pencil in brown. I love this thing. I feel like I talk about it all the time. You guys are probably sick of hearing about it. If you follow me on Instagram, I feel like I use it in like every look. But it's super easy to use. It's a really soft, forgiving kind of pencil. I like the shade. It's got like a very subtle shimmer to it. I'm kind of taking that like halfway across my eye. Then I just use my finger, smooch it. Do a little lift on the outside there. Nothing crazy. Again, adds a little bit of dimension. Not fussy at all. I need to sharpen this pencil because it kind of stabbed me with the wood. All right. I've also noticed that like the older I get, the less I like fuss with eyeliner. I used to do liquid liner all the time, and now I'm like, that does not sound like fun. That doesn't sound like a good time. All right, boom. Next thing I'm bringing, I mentioned, was the Jones Road Best Eyeshadow in dark brown. And I'm bringing my little Jones Road liner brush. I really like this one. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly tap that in here. Blow off the excess. Yes, I know someone is mad at me for doing that because of hygiene. It's my own. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because this is an easy shadow to bring that you can really amp up a look. Like this would be like a great everyday, like we're just like running around playing with the kids kind of look, but like for the baby shower itself, or if we're going to dinner or something like that, taking this liner and then going over my eyeliner is going to really amp up the look. And because I have that eyeliner there, it's going to act as kind of like a primer for this eyeshadow and make it stick a little bit better. And then where there isn't any eyeliner, where this shadow sits above it, it'll make a really soft, blended out kind of shadow. So let me show you. I'm gonna go right over it. Try not to bump my lashes too much, because that's what's gonna make that shadow fall off of the brush. Look at that, even just immediately. This shadow is so beautiful because it is so dark and there's no warmth to it. It's almost like a black. I'm going just above where my eyeliner is, where it's not going to grab as much, and it just makes a much softer kind of line. And I'm going to take, I have a little powder brush that I'm going to bring, I'm going to dust off, boop, 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 a few little flakes that fell down. But you can see the difference between the two is very nice. Let's match it up. It's so scary doing this with a white shirt on. Why do I do this to myself? I feel like putting on my eyeliner like this has kind of taken the place of my like liquid liner days. It's softer, it's more forgiving, it's easier. And I'll be honest, as someone with a small child, I am all about anything that is simple and easy and put together. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about some brows. Okay, so I got the shade Saddle, the eyeshadow from MAC. And I did this because I was talking with my friend Sherry Stroh. She is a professional makeup artist in Canada. I was talking to her about how, as a redhead, it's like really hard to find brow products because a lot of stuff is brown, or like if it's for blondes, it looks kind of greenish compared to my hair. And it's not very flattering. And so she was saying for the longest time, like before a lot of brow products really existed, makeup artists used MAC eyeshadows as brow products. And I love a powder brow because it's not shiny and reflective through your brow. So what I like to do is to use a powder product and then use a brow gel over top of it. So I'm just using my little Jones Road brush. I actually initially didn't love this brush because it's just so much thinner than her old brushes, but I have found the bristles on this work excellent for powder products. So I actually really enjoy this brush now because the bristles are soft enough. Her old line, her old Bobbi Brown Causemetics line, the eyebrow brush, which I also have, is much stiffer bristles, and that works better for like a pomade. But this particular brush is perfect for shadows. Perfect. Love it. So yeah, the shade Saddle works really, really well for me as a redhead because my hair is not super, super light red. It's more of almost like an auburny kind of color. But this has been fantastic. I love it. I was torn between this and another shade, and I wish I could remember which shade it was, but it was just a hair too like red. Saddle though, if you have copper undertones in your hair, might be a really great option. I usually don't re-dip my brush when I get to the front of my brows because then it's less product on that brush and it looks a little softer at the front. That way it's not like super squared off brows, which can look a little unnatural on me. Some people kind of have that shape naturally. I don't. Not super sharp front of my brows. I'm gonna gently kind of comb that through, lift those hairs. And then the next thing I'm going to use that I'm bringing is Glossier Boy Brow, the shade Auburn. Really great for kind of setting your brows in place, adding a little more thickness and fullness with that color. And for me personally, I do dye my eyebrows, but like as time wears on, those hairs start to I guess grow out and shed, and my brows start turning more brown as the month goes on. So a brow gel that coats each individual hair with that red pigment is really helpful. Ta-da! Next thing I'm bringing, mascara. I'm bringing two. I'm bringing my Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water, which I absolutely love. I've done a video reviewing their products, so I'll put that up here. But that's not what I'm wearing today. I am wearing the Jason Wu Hot Fluff, what is it? Hot Fluff Lash Volume and Length. I've been testing this out, and wow, I did not expect this to be fantastic. I kind of expected to be very let down because a lot of times when I try new mascaras, they end up all around my eyes and it's a hot mess. And that's why I love the Cali Ray so much, because it's a tubing mascara, so it doesn't move. It's usually the mascara I grab if I'm like gonna be outside a lot or near a pool or whatever. So I'm gonna curl my lashes for this because I do find with a traditional wand like this particular mascara has, curling my lashes is really helpful. Silicone wands on mascara brushes really tend to lift my lashes and give me some curl, but if it's more of a, like the teddy bear style wand, they just don't provide the same amount of lift. I just don't think that they grip the lashes quite the same. So this is a, what kind of, I think this is a Kevin Aquan curler. I've had it forever now. I used to have a shawarma, and then I gave it to someone because I didn't need it, and that was really dumb. So yeah, Kevin Aquan lash curler. Now, here's this Jason Wu. I'm gonna wipe off this brush. Anytime you have a new mascara, most of the time they just hold on to way too much product until you start to work it down a bit. I'm probably gonna speed through this part of the video because watching someone apply their mascara is really repetitive. So bear with me. It is a really beautiful mascara though. Like it really lives up to both, you know, length and volume. it's just, it's pretty. It's just really pretty. All right, there's one coat before re-dipping. I'm gonna do my bottom lashes as well. Did make a little bump. I'll have to clean that up in a minute. Let it dry. Use a mascara spoolie that's clean. It'll flake right off. I'm gonna do another coat, and again, wipe off the excess because there is so much on here. It ended up all over your eyelids. It's a darn shame. All right, next. The only thing I'll say about this mascara that, you know, I kind of run into is that it does tend to get a little clumpy on that second coat. So you do need to use some sort of a mascara comb. I like this one from Tweezerman. And I just go underneath to start separating. I don't like pulling from the top because that will weigh your lashes down. You'll notice I'm taking it kind of vertical. I'll do a little doot. Sometimes you can kind of flick outwards without like fully combing down. That's much better. Also, I use lash serums and my lashes are kind of in like a weird wonky stage where some have like shed out and then haven't been replaced with like new lashes yet. So like my eyelashes kind of like clump and stick in places and then I have gaps in others. It's really fun. Stupid. Look at that though. Dang, girl. Love it. Okay, next time. This stuff, I'm telling you, it is drama. And it's like, I'm trying to remember, I think it was like $17.99 at Target. But here's the thing about this stuff. So the first time I put it on over top of my mascara for that day, which was more subtle, and it didn't smudge. And I was like, maybe it's just a fluke because it was like over something else. So the next day I put it on again. Stayed perfect. Literally all day with zero flakes, zero transfer on my like upper brow bone or under my eyes. And I was like, we'll see about that. I'm gonna take it out skating. So I wore it yesterday out skating with my friend. I had it on literally from the morning till probably like close to 9 p.m. last night. Zero transfer, zero flakes. And I'm just like, what? It's not a tubing mascara, so when you take it off, it can be kind of messy, but it's not hard to take off either. But the wear is freaking phenomenal on that stuff. Like, dang. Yes, please. Okay, this other stuff should be able to like flake off now. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Yep, all better. Check up here for any little bumpies. Much better. Okay, for lips on this trip, I am keeping things very simple. I say that. Lips are kind of the thing where you end up bringing probably more of those products than anything else because your lips can really transform a look. You can have a really simple overall base eye look, and you throw in a punchy color and it completely changes the look versus wearing a more of a muted nude color or if you have a lot of gloss on. So I'm bringing 5 lip products total. I'm bringing 1 lip liner, which is shocking to me, but it is the Lancome Bronzelle. You guys, this shade is just, it's like a nude with a subtle kick of pink, and it actually works really well with the MAC Blush Please. Look at that. They look beautiful together. So I'm gonna wipe off my lips because I do have a little bit of a balm on right now. I always like to hydrate beforehand. There we go. And put this on. Love this one. It is just so beautiful. For me, because I'm so fair, It gives me enough definition. Still looks very natural. Okay, so the lip products that I'm bringing 3 different glosses and a lip palette. So I'm bringing 2 of my Fitglow lip serums. I love this brand. These lip serums are the most comfortable thing ever. I'm bringing the shades Awe, which was part of their collection. They did Beautiful. So this is the second one from that collection, which is like, it's kind of a nude color, but it has a bit of a pinky undertone. So again, it'll work really beautifully with this lip liner and also with my blush. I'm going to bring the shade Nice, which is like this kind of soft peachy coral color. And then I'm going to bring my Dior Lip Maximizer in the shade Bronze. Look at it. It is so pretty. It's like this, it's a beautiful bronze color, but there's kind of like a pinky and gold sparkle in it. So beautiful. And then the last lip product that I'm going to bring is my Westman Atelier Le Rouge lip palette. And this one gives me a lot of options and versatility. This is my second palette from them that I've owned. I absolutely love this. Brightens up your whole face. So great. And I'm kind of torn today. I've got kind of this like soft look, but then I've got like this, you know, big blingy chain. We're doing a red lip. Of course we are. You should know by now we're doing a red lip. So this is the red from this palette that I haven't used yet. I mean, I used it for my old one, but I'm gonna use the really dark, like Bordeaux kind of color, and then I might add a little bit of the fuchsia today. A lot of times I'll do like the Bordeaux and then I'll add like a little bit of the tomato shade, but today I think I wanna do the fuchsia. Okay. So, coat my little lip brush. So good. Really just kind of blur that line a little bit. Honestly, I even like it by itself, but just for fun, like let's play. I'm gonna take my pinky and like kind of smoosh it in that fuchsia. This will brighten it up a little bit, but it's still gonna have a depth that I really like. That's pretty. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah. I'm into it. All right. That is the makeup. That is what's coming with me. It's really not complicated. I'm trying to keep it very simple. Let's talk about the liquids bag. And like I mentioned, there's a few products missing, but we'll talk about what's in here first and then I'll mention what's not in here. So the first thing, shampoo and conditioner, because this is always kind of like a difficult thing when you're traveling. I have this Biolage Color Last. Has such an iconic smell. If you've never smelled this, go smell it in the store. I remember in the salon, I could always tell who used Biolage at home because as soon as the water hits their hair in the shampoo bowl, it's just like, phew, like up in your face. So brought these little travel bottles. For styling my hair, I'm bringing my Evolve. This is the ultimate styling lotion. And the great thing about this is it's going to add a little bit of structure and hold some softness, shininess to your hair. And I can use this both on my hair and my daughter's hair. And she's got like little tiny ringlets. She's got the cutest hair ever. Put a little picture of her hair there. It's just so gorgeous. Yeah, I love curly hair. That was my favorite thing to work with in the salon was curls. And when you cut curls, it's so fun because it's just like little bubbles all over the floor. It's so cute. The next thing I'm bringing is, might surprise some of you, inside of this little tin, I got these little containers from our local zero waste store. I have got some Pond's cold cream. Yes, I love this stuff. Surprising, I'm sure. But here's the thing. I started thinking about something a long time ago. Women had very limited options in skincare. Like it wasn't like how things are today, right? And our grandmothers used to use Pond's cold cream. They would use it to take off their makeup and a lot of times use it as like a very thin film to moisturize their skin overnight. When you put it on your face to break down makeup, you really want to massage it in. I really take some time to do this. Massage it in, make yourself look crazy. Get some little cotton pads or a towel, whatever you want to use. Wipe all of that off. And then what I like to do is I'll wash my face. This is some Versed Wash It Out gel cleanser that I'm bringing with me again in a little travel pot. Wash your face, and when I wasn't using the retinol that I'm currently using, I was testing it out by taking a little bit of Pond's and applying a very thin film over my like mist and serum that I use, and then like letting that sit for a minute, and then just very gently wipe off some of the excess. And let me tell you, I was waking up with like velvet skin, okay? The great thing about Pond's, it's like the OG like method for slugging, okay? This stuff, it has like mineral oil and glycerin and I think petrolatum, and like it's like the OG of slugging your skin. And that's why like so many grandmas had fabulous skin into old age. They were using Pond's. Like, come on. It's not expensive, works great, multi-purpose. Like, I freaking love Pond's. I never thought I would say that, but it's really fabulous. And you know what? I have read so many interviews with like estheticians that will say anytime they have someone that comes in and they look about 20 years younger than their age, they undoubtedly use Pond's. I don't know that, you know, I've read enough people saying that to believe it. And honestly, when you think about a lot of grandmothers that looked fantastic, they used Pond's. All right, I'm done with that spiel. So the next thing that I'm bringing that I cannot be without, I didn't pack too much of it, but it is my Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. I absolutely love this stuff. I have raved about this. I talked about this in a recent skincare favorites video. I refuse to be without this. And so yeah, I have like this little dropper bottle that I'm bringing with me. And then I have my sunscreen, my Australian Gold that I depot into this cute little container. And then the last thing that is currently in the bag is a fragrance rollerball. So there's a bit of a story behind this one. This is Apothea LA If, and it's a little slice of heaven. It's got bright citrusy top notes, which normally I don't like, but I really like them in this. And then it's got a big floral heart. So you've got like gardenia and tuberose, and I think a little bit of like peacocky jasmine. And then the base is like this like rich, cozy musk. I just love this stuff so much. And I actually used to wear this like years ago. I wore this on a very special trip. My husband and I went to Iceland together and like, you know, took backpacks, and we spent, I think, 5 days going around the ring road in Iceland and staying in little tiny villages. And so like this scent reminds me of that. But, and this is why I stopped wearing this scent for a long while. We also went to Sweden. My dad was from Sweden, and so we were visiting his family that still lives over there. And while we were there, my grandmother died the day before we left to come back. And for the longest time, I couldn't put this perfume on because all I could think about was being in her hospital room right before she died. And it made me feel sad. Like, I love this perfume, but for years I have not been able to wear it. And I eventually got rid of it because I was just like, I had this like intense, joyful memory of being in Iceland paired with the deep sorrow of losing my grandmother. And like, silver lining, you know, we were there and like, I got to say goodbye. You know, how sad would it have been to be on the other side of the world and not be there in her last moments? Like, I'm so thankful on one hand, but also this scent reminded me of her dying, and it made me very sad. So I didn't wear it for a long time. And then recently I like saw, I don't know if it was like an ad on Instagram or what, but it was something for this fragrance. And I was like, oh my God, I miss that scent so much. And enough time has passed that I'm able to look back on that trip differently, and it doesn't hurt anymore, you know? But there is definitely some truth behind scent being the strongest tie to memory. But yeah, this scent is beautiful. Like, so crisp and fresh and like just signature scent worthy. I personally love having the rollerball because then I can touch it up when I want to. But I also find that the projection on this is pretty decent for a rollerball too. So that's worth noting. The actual fragrance itself is like crazy expensive. Like, I think the perfume bottle is like $190 something. The rollerball is like $68, I think is what I paid for it. And I happened to find a local boutique that actually carried it, so I didn't have to wait for shipping because I'm impatient. And then the other things that are going to come with me in this little travel baggie are a retinol that I have been trying. It's super affordable, and it's amazing. I've been using it every night now, for probably close to a week. And initially I had a little bit of dryness, and then today was kind of the first day that I woke up and I didn't really have much dryness, which was kind of nice. But it's amazing. There's also a like balm salve type product that will be coming with me because it's great for putting on your lips overnight. It's great for around your nose because if you can tell, I've got allergies right now. Every time I go outside, I start sneezing. It's awful. And then there is a like hair and body oil that I'm also going to be bringing. So all of those things. Oh, and like a moisturizer, like a basic moisturizer. All of those things are going to be coming up in a review video, which I am super pumped to share with you guys. I want it to be a surprise. That's why I'm not giving anything away right now. So stay tuned for that. And then the last bit of stuff that I'm bringing is my hair stuff. And if you didn't watch my recent hair video, my hair routine has gotten very, very simple. Like, I use rollers on my hair. I made some rollers for myself because I didn't like everything that was in the stores. So I made my own rollers, which are currently being washed. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up here talking about ways to heal your hair and make it healthier. My hair, this is the best my hair has looked or felt in a long time because I have been mean to my hair by bleaching it like crazy. So the things that I'm bringing that are not my rollers, that are not in this bag, are my my little like hair, I call it my hairnet. You pull it down over your head like almost like a headband, right? And this comes up over your hair, okay? And then you just like take all your hair and shove it in this little pouch. And I use this like when I wash my face, you guys. This thing, I don't even know the brand of this, okay? My mother-in-law bought this for me a couple Christmases ago. It's got this little logo. If anybody knows what this is, Tassie.com. Oh, I found it. I've never looked at this tag. Tassie.com. Keep your hair out of there. I've never looked at this tag. Now you know. This thing has been freaking awesome, and I've had it for years. You just throw it in the wash. But it's great for keeping your hair out of your face while you get ready for bed. It's also great for like myself, when I have my rollers in, like I can like put this over it. It's so stretchy that it goes over those two. So like I can kind of hold them in place if I need to. And then I'm bringing a little hair clip, one little hair clip, not going too crazy with anything. And my rat tail comb, again, to use for my rollers. Oh, and one more thing. The very last thing that I'm bringing is my baby Mason Pearson. I love this. It's the little baby, little pocket brush. But this is great for brushing out my own hair. And this is actually really great for my daughter's hair too. Because when she sleeps on it, it gets real ratty with her ringlets. And I'm working on a silk pillowcase for her. We've tried doing a bonnet. She doesn't want to keep it on. It's super frustrating. It would make it so much nicer for her hair, but whatever. Okay, so that is like my roundup of all the makeup I'm bringing, the hair and skincare, and that's kind of it. I'm super simple when I travel. Maybe this doesn't seem simple to you, I don't know, but for me, like, there's not that much coming with me compared to like what I have accessible at home. So I don't know, I hope you've enjoyed this because it's stuff that I'm really enjoying right now. If you're curious about the skincare I've been trying, make sure that you're following me so you don't miss when that uploads, because I'm really excited about sharing that. And yeah, I hope this was helpful if you are planning trips. I know this is kind of the time of year that everybody's like getting out a little bit, doing more. And if you want to see more content like this from me, make sure you're subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button because it does help other people to find my channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.